Hello there, I'm Boo, or Jamie, and I like drawing, maximizing my hours in all the Pokemon games to find shinies, and I like to complain about lore in World of Warcraft. Hello, and welcome back to a new episode on the channel. For today, and this is a first I think for this channel, I have nothing special at all planned. I am actually inviting you guys to join me on my usual weekly reset preparation, which I always do when Wednesday is about to roll around, which is the reset day for us folks in Europe. And there's a lot of stuff that I haven't really done at all this week because I've been busy with real life and also doing some other stuff for videos. Well, first of all, I need to get some Wrath of the Lich King dungeons done for the weekly quest, because the weekly quest rewards you with a normal item, and since I'm missing a lot of Transmog from Dragonflight, I always try to pick them up whenever they come around. And if you're now saying, Boo, why did you run into the dungeon if you would know that you would get teleported out of there again? Don't ask smart questions, okay? No one likes that. Okay, we're pulling everything but also not really holding the aggro of everything. Uh-oh. Well, but I got a bubble, so that's good. It's always good if the classes that get way too much aggro in the beginning of a fight have also an immunity that saves them from a premature death. Well, and while I'm hacking and slashing away at these targets that my tank so nicely is pulling in front of me, I can talk a little bit more about what is going to happen in this video. Apart from me running through these dungeons, I will also do a few raids that have appearances locked for me, such as Sunwell and a few others, and I hope that I may get lucky this week to get my appearances and finally finish the sets that I'm still missing, because as I probably have already mentioned in previous episodes, I really like to gather Transmog in World of Warcraft, and especially ever since they started showing us the sets that you can gather in the collection tab, that has been a little mini game of mine that I'm very much into playing. Okay, we're also not doing that boss. What are we doing, dear tank? I hope he knows that we have to kill this boss. I will just quietly ping onto the map. Alright, I think he just forgot that there is a boss here. Another reason why I don't really have a specific topic for today's video is also that I'm still stuck in my dilemma that I talked about, I think at the beginning of the last video, or never talked about it at all, but I am definitely in one. Because as you might have noticed, I am doing very casual stuff on this YouTube channel, which is absolutely fine. There is nothing wrong with not doing M+ and raiding at all or whatsoever. And the reason why I'm doing none of that on the channel is that I'm currently neither in a raiding group nor in an M+ group, because I chose for myself to take a little break from that, because I've been doing that pretty much non-stop for the past, let it be 12 years probably. And even though I enjoy my, I enjoy my alone time from any responsibilities in this game at all, I also gotta say that this has opened me up to a problem I never would think I would have. I cannot decide for the life of me on a main. Even while in a raid group, I used to be one of these people that, if not currently stuck on Hunter for a whole entire expansion, I would almost every tier change onto a different class and make my raid leader's life a little bit annoying. But now that I'm not bound to see which spec, which class, whatever is still playable with the next expansion or is the most fun, I have too much that I could choose, and I know that is a very comfortable position to be in, but it makes the life of this here little boy that always likes to do everything at once really hard. I've already noticed what happens with me if I don't pick a main at the start of the expansion, aka Dragonflight. I didn't know what to play at all, and I just played everything, and that was cool, but because of that I never really finished anything in Dragonflight either, and every time I came to the conclusion that this character right here would be my next main, I would be over it in a second again. So this time I want to be prepared. There are a few classes that I feel very comfortable with: Paladin, Hunter and Shadow Priest. But there are also classes that I, for example, never really played much. I have never really played a lot of Mage. I think the most of Mage I played at the end of Shadowlands. The thing is, if you've played this game for as long as I have, then of course you've played every class at some point, so I can never really say that I've never played a class. That would be absolutely lying. And since I've also also been raiding most of my life in World of Warcraft, obviously I also almost played every single class for a raid or an plus tier as well. But there are definitely classes that I'm a lot less comfortable with. For example, the Shaman, the Druid, the Warrior. And I know that maybe choosing one of those classes for the next expansion could also be fun, because there is a lot I still have to collect, there is a lot I still have to discover, so the possibilities are basically endless and I really don't know what to do with that. My tank does this thing where you just run ahead because a damage dealer has a lot of aggro, and you know, it's beneath you to get the aggro back. I get it. Also been there. And also my inventory is full because this character has mostly just been doing some dungeon runs to farm stuff. Isn't that a bliss? My tank is also queuing again. Well, honestly, the wait is quite long as a damage dealer, so I am very inclined to join. And I can just hope that I can mount up in the next dungeon. Yeah, well, about that one, huh? Nah. Well then, I guess we're gonna stay with a full inventory. Well, I think I'm gonna stay in this group until I'm done with all of my dungeons, so, you know, see you in a bit. My tank wasn't ready to do a third dungeon after the healer left. He just decided that we were not worth his time. Well then, I think I will go through my little Sunwell run before I join up again, since the only thing that is missing for my Paladin set from the Sunwell is still the chest that drops from Maru. And honestly, at this point, I am almost annoyed that I never bothered to just bite into the sour apple, as we say in German, and buy the profession item, even though that would probably cost me like 30,000 gold. I don't know what it is with Sunwell and me and chests. I have the one on my hunter completed, but I know that while farming that, the legendary bow dropped a total of 20 times until I was done with my tier set. Yeah, for now I think I'm gonna bonk Caligos out of his very corrupted state and then be on my merry way and hope that maybe the fallen Naru is in the mood to finally drop my chest piece. How about it? I love how this effect just pushes you back a little bit by now. I remember that it really kicked you far, far away if you were standing that close to like this ice barrier. But I guess even Brutalos lost some of his strength throughout all these years of still being stuck at the Dead Scar. When is it going to be the time that we're getting this model as a mount, by the way? I was so disappointed when they gave us this high-res proto-drake for like doing the Wrath of the Lich King classic experience for the dragon riding mount. Like, that is still a cool mount, but I just had hoped for, you know, that mount, and I know they don't do low-res stuff anymore. Everything has to be shiny and polished and gorgeous, but like, I mean, they could also probably easily do a prettied up version of that one. They would just have to take the one from Nightbane, yeah, this one, and just would have to turn it into a frost version of that. I don't think that would be that much work. I would definitely make at least this little bean happy. Alright, sexy man, you know what to do. Drop it. And I am so surprised, man. I don't even know why I always kill Jaden as well. Like, I really don't have to. I have everything that man has to offer me. Come out, sexy man. Oh yeah, there he is. Goodbye. Man, I love these 3 ICC dungeons. I know, Halls of Reflection has a certain reputation. And if you've played Wrath of the Lich King back in the day, then you probably remember that dungeon as being super, super, super deadly and killing everything and everyone that entered that dungeon. And that's absolutely true. But I just think the vibes, as so very often with amazing stuff in World of Warcraft, are immaculate here. Also, the music of this boss just absolutely slaps. Not the demon hunter called Khaleesi. You know what? Why not? Why not? I think the boy with the paladin lady that is called Cersei cannot really object. Lady Stormborn, we have to go this way. By the way, why do so many demon hunters wear this hat? this exact hat. I also have it. I never mocked it on a demon hunter, but I've seen so many throughout the years with this. I also always feel like if you queue up as a Retribution Paladin for like, let's say, low dungeons, you just have to file like an official apology to all of your team members because they won't get to play their classes at all. Like, it's just you and your completely overpowered AoE abilities. There's nothing else. I always found it strange that you have to do 5 time walking dungeons, whereas you only have to do 4 mythic dungeons for the mythic dungeon week. I think they could also change it to 4 time walking dungeons, especially because most people, myself included, use the time walking instances to level their tunes up from 60 to 70. So by the time you reach 70 and can accept the quest for the 5 dungeons, you've already kinda sick of all the time walking dungeons. And then you have to do 5 more. At least make the quest be acceptable at like 60, so you can already work towards your 5 while you're leveling anyway. I think I would be okay with a change like that. I always found that 4 is a good amount, but 5 is definitely too much, my guys. I think making this soloable was one of the best changes they ever did when it comes to farming Transmog. In general, I'm glad that they're finally loosening up all these dungeons where it's so hard still to solo everything for Transmog. I know that they just hit a few of the Belfer Azeroth bosses like N'Zoth himself and some others over the head with a big bonk, so you can solo them a lot easier, which I appreciate. But I don't know why it takes them so bloody long to do that in general. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Oh no, people can actually farm their Transmog? It's not like there's still rings and trinkets and necklaces dropping left, right and center instead of actual Transmog. No. And don't even get me started on the artifact parts in Legion, my lord. Imagine they would finally create a mode where you can just disable that, so you're not getting all of that stuff that is not moggable. I know with the War Within and the Warbands, collecting Transmog is going to be a lot easier in general, but I have a question for that. So what if you have like 3 cloth wearers that you really want to have in your warband? Wouldn't you screw yourself over a little bit because you wouldn't collect the 4 different armor types within your warband? Or is that not how the system is going to work? I'm a bit confused. But also, don't be surprised that I'm confused because I'm not reading up that intensely on it all. Well, isn't that convenient? A dungeon invite just when I once again fail to get the one thing from Blackwing Lair that I'm still missing. Well then, get me out of here, dungeon invite. And honestly, is there something broken with just the randomized factor of these dungeons? Because I swear, I'm seeing Nexus and Gundrak, and one time I had the Soul Forges. One bloody time. Apart from that, I've just been bouncing back and forth with most characters between Gundrak and the Nexus. Oh yeah, and sometimes Halls of Lightning, if I'm very lucky. And like, not that I'm not enjoying being here in the Nexus, I'm just saying, aren't there like a lot of dungeons in the rotation? Alrighty, let's see. Did we get some Transmog? Kabow! Of course not. Of course we get the stupid beacon from beyond. Oh my lord. That's not why I'm doing this. Well, time to post that to all of my friends who are currently actually raiding and doing M+ and making them jealous. Oh lord, do I ever empty my inventory? I don't think so. What even is all of this? Boy, can you please clean up your bags before you use a character next time? How about it? Something that annoys the hell out of me, by the way, is the fact that for some reason, I think now almost 2 years ago, they broke garrisons. And now on these pedestals, these monuments where you could like gather stuff during Warlords of Draenor, sometimes the only special thing you got for a very big achievement, by the way, they're just not there anymore. The game tells me that I have none available, that this is empty. It's not. I think apart from like the stuff that you get for pet battles, I have all of them. And the only character that still has some of them active for some reason is my Demon Hunter. And even though this Death Knight was my main during Warlords of Draenor, he has none of these monuments active in his garrison anymore. And the forums are full with complaints. People are really angry about about this, and rightfully so. For example, you got a really cool monument when you did the Ahead of the Curve in Hellfire Citadel, but yeah, I'm going out on a limb and say this is not very high on Blizzard's priority list. And yeah, I kinda get it, they have enough on their hands, but also this stuff has been broken forever now. And every time I go into my Garrison, which I actually kinda like, I'm really annoyed. And I can't— oh my god! Okay, wait, I need a moment. What the hell? Alright, I'm gonna explain. You see this follower right here? Yeah, this is a very, very super niche homage to Sherlock Holmes. It's like around 3 corners because the homage is about a character that is not even that present, and also it's a gender swap, and like this is only cool if you know then you know. But do you know how long I've been searching for this character on this specific character? So long. Actually, ever since this feature came out, I've wanted nothing but this follower. What the hell? I was not ready for that. Give me a moment. I need to compose myself. Alright, hello. I'm back, and also, yeah, let's hire this follower. Nothing special indeed. Oh my god. Okay, to some of you, I probably just outed myself as a total nerd, but I'm okay with that. Alright, where is she? Hello? Oh my god, I have so many active followers by now that my Garrison is just choke full with them. No monuments though. Nope, just followers for me. Where are you, precious? Alright, maybe I have to deactivate a few of these followers first for her to show up. By the way, while I'm deactivate some of these followers, I just want to put in how much I love this feature. Like, I love how versatile all of these followers are. I love how they really put in some elbow grease to make them all special, to give them all special names and transmog and stuff like that. I think the Garrison with a little bit more love could have been so cool, and not because I want player housing. Honestly, I don't really care for that part in World of Warcraft. I know that many people would really like that, so I'm not like super opposed to it. I'm not like, oh my god, not in my game. It's just not something that is very high on my list. I think we have to deactivate one of you. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be deactivated after so many years of service. Alright, should I reload? Let's reload and see if I can find her. Alright, sad times. Can't find her. So I think I'm just gonna send her onto a mission so she might get some experience. Honestly, is this just me, or is this Pandaria remix thing even bigger than the one from Blunderstorm and a little bit obnoxious? In case you're wondering, yeah, that is Silvermoon music in the back. I really don't like the very overdramatic Dragonflight music that always plays in the main screen. You know, my problem with female orcs is that they are super loud in combat. Something that mega orcs, by the way, are not. And I don't know why that is. If you've ever played a female orc, listen to them when they're in melee combat. It's kind of annoying because they're so loud. And yeah, I'm looking at all the races that can be shamans. So what? Honestly, goblins just have such funny and amazing totems. Totems are a very important part of why you should choose some race to be your shaman. Let that be said. And I remember back in Wrath of the Lich King, I actually started leveling a Tauren enhancement shaman lady, and I loved her dearly. And I think I loved her so much that I actually continued playing her during Cataclysm, even though by then I had switched to Alliance side, so I turned her obviously into a Dwarven lady. Yeah, you expected me to say Draenei, didn't you? Nope. Since dwarves were just freshly allowed to become shamans as well, I chose a cool lady with exactly this hairstyle because these braids go absolutely crazy if you cast something. I don't think any of the other hairstyles for the dwarven ladies do that, but these braids, man, they look insane when you cast. And honestly, right now I'm trying my hardest to warm up to the Earthen, simply because I also want to have something to be excited for in the new expansion. I really dislike Dragthyr. I think they look super stupid and I hate both of their appearances. So this expansion gave me neither a new class nor a new race to play. So I'm really banking on the Earthen to be be maybe a really cool experience. Here's to hope. Honestly, there's really something about these horrible, horrible outfits that they put the characters in on level 1. Like, what is this? You know, I'm standing in front of this epic horde background. There's even like an alliance helmet in the back. Everything's burning and I look like that. Like... Why did they think it's a good idea to put everyone in human clothes? Honestly. Especially with like classes that are not even learnable by humans. But in general, just like please make the outfits fit with the races. Like what is this? And I'm so grateful I already saw that the Earthen are getting starting gear that fits with them and are not these generic items. So yay for them, now do it for everyone else because this is a travesty. This is horrible. And now that I'm thinking about maybe maining a Shaman in the next expansion, very, very big maybe, I just realized that I should also check out Siege of Orgrimmar again because I'm still missing that gosh darn special Shaman set from there. So let's head there. With my Shaman that I used to play for a bit during Shadowlands, which is also why she's hard stuck at 60, and also she still has patterns within patterns 45%. Forever. Oh god, and also my service channel is still active. Ew. Alright, first of all, let me search in the old noggin. Were you able to get that set in LFR? I think you were, right? Oh, I played so little Shaman in my time, honestly. Alright, so good that I looked it up again, because you can only get it from normal, heroic, and mythic, and not from LFR, so that's good to know. And also, if this post can be believed, then you also just have 1 chance per week on each character. So it doesn't really matter if I just jump through normal, heroic and mythic. So let's see, which is the difficulty that I'm missing the most of. Huh, well, would you look at that? Someone already farmed a little bit, huh? I mean, to be fair, I obviously have some Shaman sets simply because I played a lot of Hunter. And if you farm a lot of offset sets, then obviously you also get many sets for other classes. In this case, Shaman. There is no one else. Well then, let's jump into normal, I'd say, because I don't think I'm in the mood to run through the entire raid just to get the off chance of getting the mount from Garrosh. Kapow! I don't think anything says more I'm a Shaman from Shadowlands than this glyph. But I mean, what can I say? You know, usually I'm the first to complain about too much cuteness in World of Warcraft nowadays, but this is pretty epic, okay? Don't mind me. Just happily jumping around, enjoying my life. I know this boss is not very high on the man, this boss is so annoying, I hope they ever change him list, because obviously he's just annoying and not undoable, but man, this boss is annoying. Also, with this glyph you can do this. Yeah. Yo, remember the pain that were those legendaries in Shadowlands that you first had to create to even remotely play your character? I remember back in Pandaria there used to be this item from the Timeless Isle, and with it you could put, I think it was like a turtle shell on top of your head, and then enemies would detect you even less. And I remember one of my guild members just put that thing on and used to clear this entire beach of cannons without us lifting a single finger. Fun time. I wonder if they do that in Pandaria Remix as well. Huh, okay, so this bug where you can just hit her again and again and again, and even if you know, have both of the towers and there are no demolishers, is still in the game? Well, ain't that sweet. Well then, I think that clears that up. Why did I not die from that? Alrighty, I looked it up and apparently we have this very cool gimmick that you can now clear Mist of Pandaria raids every day instead of just once per week to thank for this, because that's suddenly why this bug is back. I remember this bug was in the game a couple of years ago as well, and sometimes it happened, sometimes it didn't, but if I read these comments correctly, then this is something that apparently happens a lot, especially during normal mode. So, well, I guess currently is not the time for me to farm that stupid set. Oh, they're even spamming the local defense chats now? Geesh, I really gotta say, looking through some of these Transmog sets, maybe maining a Shaman wouldn't be that bad, huh? They have some really awesome stuff, and even the stuff from Dragonflight. I don't hate it. Ooh, the normal set. Oh yeah, I've heard about that one. That's an orc set. Do I have to level a Shaman, huh? And have to play it? Well, the sad thing about that is I would say, you know what, guys, I love you so much. Of course, I'm gonna play a little bit of Remix, but I think my character from Remix won't be free until the end of Remix, and I think the end of Remix is when the new expansion comes out, so me farming a set on a Shaman in Dragonflight won't be really possible if the character is stuck forever in the Remix time now, is it? Why can't I just decide on my own if my character wants to get out of Remix, And while I'm on my way to hopefully get the last few pieces of my holy banana set in Molten Core, I'm already gonna wrap this episode up. I know this is a bit unusual from my usual episodes where I try my hardest to find a topic and a character and stick with it. But first of all, I just wanted to try if an episode like this could also be fun. And also, I just have a lot of real life stuff right now to do. We're probably going to move very soon, and I'm also applying for a few new jobs, so life is a little bit uprooted right now, but I still want to make videos, so I wanted to see if you guys like these types of videos, because maybe they're gonna be more like these in the future. In any case, as always, I thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, maybe consider leaving a like or a comment. I appreciate, and it helps so much. And also, as always, if you haven't subscribed, maybe consider doing that as well. And I really hope that I can see you before the weekend again. I'm not sure I can though, because like I said, real life, busy boy. But in any case, until then, bye bye. I did not get any of my pieces for the banana set. Of course not.